What happens when a Hollywood legend faces a host who knows no boundaries? This moment on The View became one of those unforgettable events etched into the minds of viewers. Sylvester Stallone, an icon of action films, the man whose roles as Rocky and Rambo inspired generations, came to the show to promote his new movie. But no one was prepared for what happened next. The studio, filled with a live audience, the hum of cameras, and the glow of spotlights, turned into an arena for a dramatic showdown that divided millions. The spotlights flood the View studio. The audience buzzes with anticipation, holding signs that read, "We love Rocky!" and "Rambo forever!" Cameras hum, operators scramble, and producers in headsets whisper behind the scenes, checking the timing. On stage, a round table hosts the co-hosts, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, Sarah Haynes, and Sunny Hostin. They all smile, but there's a faint tension in their eyes. Today's guest is special. Sylvester Stallone strides onto the stage to thunderous applause. His walk is confident yet relaxed, and his signature, slightly crooked smile adds to his charm. He's dressed in a sharp navy suit that fits perfectly on his still athletic frame, despite his age. He waves to the audience, takes a seat at the table, and the atmosphere feels warm. Joy Behar, known for her sharp tongue, takes the lead. "So, Sylvester," Joy begins with a sly smile, "you're back with another Rocky movie. Don't you think you're a bit stuck in the 80s? The audience laughs, but the laughter quickly fades as Stallone raises an eyebrow slightly. He responds calmly, "Well, Joy, I think stories about struggle and hope never get old. People still find something relatable in Rocky." His voice is low, with a slight rasp, but it carries sincerity. Sarah Haynes jumps in. "That's true. Rocky is a classic. My dad watched those movies when I was a kid." She gives a nervous smile, as if sensing Joy is gearing up for another jab. Whoopi Goldberg nods, but her gaze is fixed on Joy, who flips through her notes, with the air of a predator stalking prey. Joy leans back in her chair, her eyes glinting. "Listen, Sylvester, you're not just an actor. You're a brand. Rocky, Rambo, The Expendables. But let's be honest. Your movies are about fights, explosions, machismo. In today's world, where we talk about toxic masculinity, don't you think your image is a bit outdated?" The studio falls silent. Someone in the audience gasps, others whisper. The camera zooms in on Stallone's face. His jaw tenses slightly, but he remains composed. "Toxic masculinity?" he repeats, as if tasting the words. "Joy, my movies are about people who fall but get back up. About those who fight for their family, their dreams. If that's outdated, then I don't know what's modern." The audience erupts in applause, but Joy doesn't back down. She raises a hand to quiet the noise and continues. "That's nicely said, but let's talk about real life. You play these heroes, but in reality, you avoid tough topics. For example, you've never spoken about the Me Too movement or political issues. Why? Afraid it'll hurt your tough guy image?" Sunny Hostin exchanges a nervous glance with Whoopi, who tries to intervene. "Joy, maybe we should get back to the movie? Sylvester, tell us about the new project." But Joy ignores her, her tone sharpening. "I'm just saying, people want authenticity. You're not Rocky in real life, are you? Or are you hiding behind that image because you've got something to hide?" A murmur ripples through the audience. "Wow." The camera captures Stallone clenching his fists under the table, his fingers trembling slightly. He leans forward, his eyes locked on Joy. "You want authenticity?" he asks quietly, his voice cutting through the air like a knife. "I grew up in poverty, I got beat up, I slept on the streets. I wrote scripts at night when no one believed in me. I'm not hiding, Joy. Are you? Are you hiding behind these questions to seem bold?" The audience freezes. Sarah Haynes covers her mouth. Whoopi Goldberg tries to say something but falters. Producers behind the scenes start to panic, one whispering into a headset. "What is she doing? This is spiraling." Operators hesitantly adjust cameras, trying to capture every movement. Joy, however, doesn't relent. Her smile turns cold. "Oh, Sylvester, no need for drama. I'm just asking, are you using your image to dodge accountability? Like those allegations from the 90s that were in the press. You never commented on them. Why? The silence in the studio is deafening. Someone in the audience starts recording on their phone, despite the prohibition. Stallone slowly leans back, his face hardening. He doesn't break eye contact with Joy, but something new flickers in his eyes, a mix of pain and anger. The View studio is thick with tension, heavy like the air before a storm. Sylvester Stallone sits motionless, his eyes fixed on Joy Behar, who just threw allegations at him, hinting at old rumors from the 90s. The audience holds its breath, with only the faint click of cameras and the hushed whispers of producers behind the scenes breaking the silence. Whoopi Goldberg tries to defuse the situation, her voice uncertain. Okay, let's get back to the movie, Sylvester, tell us about. But Joy cuts her off, her tone growing sharper. No, Whoopi, I want an answer. People deserve the truth, not another Hollywood fairy tale. Stallone takes a slow breath, his shoulders tensing, fingers gripping the edge of the table. The camera zooms in on his face. A muscle in his jaw twitches faintly, but he maintains control. Joy, he begins, his voice low and measured but laced with steel. You're throwing around accusations without facts. You want the truth? The truth is I fought for every step in my life. I didn't dodge questions, but I'm not going to justify myself to someone chasing a scandal for ratings. The audience erupts in applause, but not unanimously. Some exchange glances, whispering, "She went too far," or "He's dodging the question." Sarah Haynes nervously shuffles her papers, her face flushing with embarrassment. Sunny Hostin tries to say something, but her voice is drowned out by the noise. Joy, undeterred, leans forward, her eyes gleaming with challenge. Sylvester, you can talk about struggle, but when it comes to real issues, you're silent. Why don't you ever speak out on serious societal matters? Don't you care, or are you just afraid of losing fans? Stallone's bitter, almost ironic smile creeps across his face. Afraid? He asks. Joy, I stood up to studios that said I was nobody. I heard people laugh at my voice, my looks, my ideas. I'm not afraid. But I don't dance to anyone's tune to prove I'm right. My movies speak for me, they're about people who don't give up. What do your words say about you? The studio explodes. Some audience members cheer, shouting, Tell her, Sylvester! Others sit in tense silence, waiting for what's next. Producers behind the scenes are in a frenzy. One whispers frantically into a radio. This is going viral on YouTube, stop her! Cameras scramble, trying to catch every gesture, every glance. Joy, sensing she's losing control, raises her voice. Oh, please, Sylvester, spare us the rocky speeches. You sell this hero image, but in real life, you're just an actor dodging tough questions. You're afraid to be real because it might ruin your brand. Tell me honestly, have you ever done anything that didn't bring you money or fame? Her words land like a punch. Stallone freezes. His eyes, previously burning with anger, darken as if recalling something deeply personal. The studio falls silent, even the hum of the camera seems muted. Whoopi Goldberg opens her mouth to speak, but Stallone raises a hand, stopping her. He slowly rises from the table, his presence radiating quiet but unshakable strength. Joy, he says, his voice trembling not from weakness but from restrained emotion. You want to know who I am? I'm the guy who wrote Rocky when I couldn't afford food. I'm the guy who refused to sell it because I believed in my story. I'm the guy who cared for a sick son when doctors said he wouldn't make it. I don't play a hero, I live as best I can. And you? You sit here throwing accusations because it's easy. But what have you done to change the world besides criticizing others? The audience erupts in applause, mingled with tears. Some wipe their eyes, others record on their phones despite angry glares from security. Whoopi Goldberg tries to restore order, saying, Okay, let's take a break. But her voice is lost in the chaos. Sarah Haynes looks like she wants to disappear, while Sunny Hostin whispers something to a producer who just rushed onto the set. Stallone takes a step toward the exit but pauses, turning to the camera. This world needs more respect, he adds. Not accusations, not gossip, respect. If you want to know who I am, watch my movies. They say it all. He sets the microphone down on the table with a quiet click that echoes like thunder in the tense silence, and walks off the stage. His steps, confident, measured, resound as he disappears backstage. The studio is left in shock. Joy Behar sits with pursed lips, her face pale, trying to maintain composure. Well, that was dramatic, she says, forcing a smile, but her voice wavers. The audience is divided. Some stand and applaud, others whisper, accusing Joy of cruelty. Cameras keep rolling as producers scramble to decide whether to cut to commercial. The moment goes viral almost instantly. Clips of Stallone's speech flood Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, racking up millions of views within hours. Headlines scream, "Stallone destroys Behar on The View," and "Did Joy Behar go too far?" Social media explodes with debates. Some praise Stallone for his dignity and sincerity, others argue he sidestepped tough questions. This conflict changed everything. For Stallone, it was a moment to show not just his strength but his vulnerability, reminding the world that behind the rocky image is a man with real struggles. For Joy Behar, it was a blow to her reputation. She faced accusations of being overly aggressive, though her supporters claimed she was just doing her job. The View saw record ratings, but at what cost? What do you think about this conflict? Did Stallone do the right thing by walking off? Did Joy Behar go too far? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to stay updated on stories that make us reflect on respect, dignity, and the line between criticism and cruelty.